Have you ever bought a game, enjoyed it, then bought it the next year, enjoyed it, then bought it the next year, and realized that you just bought the same game 3 times in a row? Well, that's Overwatch 2 in a nutshell. Overwatch 2 is a game that I forgot existed for a while there. It feels like it was announced forever ago, but then you look back at it and realize that it was just announced in like 2019. It still feels like a lifetime ago. It's probably because ever since Overwatch 2's announcement, the original has been left dormant without any significant updates for over 2 years. No new heroes, no new maps, no nothing other than recycled events and seasons. Things were getting boring, so much so that I stopped playing the fucking game like a month after Echo came out. But hey, the wait for new content is finally over, because here comes the Overwatch 2 beta. This is the same game. Overwatch 2 has been in this weird place ever since its announcement. They were claiming that it was a new game, but it had the same maps and characters as the first, and you'd be able to transfer all your skins from the first to the second, meaning that it was the same game. I don't think anyone's been able to wrap their heads around what Overwatch 2 is supposed to be, and that's because the marketing has been so fucking confusing. But now that I finally got my hands on the game, it's basically a PvP update. A more accurate title would be fucking Overwatch 1.5 with this amount of effort. I've seen more change from Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3's multiplayer, and Call of Duty is literally memed for being the same game every year. Meanwhile, here's Overwatch 2, 3 years ever since its announcement, and can you even tell which game is which by looking at it side by side? It's not completely identical. I mean, there's some obvious big changes for better or for worse, but in the grand scheme of things, they don't make that big of an overall impact on the game, and it still feels like I'm just playing an updated version of Overwatch 1. Let's look at all the new things. They added a new game mode, a couple of new maps, majority of which are for that new game mode, and 1 new hero. That's it. I mean, the new stuff added is good, the new maps are fine and better than the ones that they replaced, pushes the new mode and is basically just a twist on Payload Race from TF2, and it works fine, and Soldier is fucking broken. Basically Soldier 76, but better in every single way. Her gun is stronger, her abilities are better, and she's able to charge up a fucking sniper shot and snipe people, which not only makes her better than Soldier 76, but Widowmaker, making her 2 characters in 1. I mean, is she fun? Yeah, her sliding and jumping ability is really cool, but she just makes Soldier 76 look like a fucking outdated old man. Which kind of fits the lore, I guess. And that's all the original new stuff added to the game. 3 things. A game mode, a character, and some maps. That could have been added in 1 big update. And I know that because I've seen multiple Battle Royales add similar things over the course of a couple of months, not 3 years. But don't worry, because they have tweaked some things from the original Overwatch formula, with the biggest being the fact that this is now a 5v5 instead of a 6v6. This made some pretty big differences to the gameplay, with you being able to play more aggressive now than before, which I am a fan of, but at the same time this has been countered, because now that there's only 1 tank on every team, they've buffed the shit out of them. Tanks feel like actual tanks now, being able to soak up a fuck ton of damage while dishing it out too, and I actually love the changes that were made to them. In the original, the only time I play as a tank is when I was bored of damage characters, or when the team needed a tank, or when I didn't feel like waiting 10 fucking minutes to queue. And side note, that's still a problem, by the way. And they even added these fucking priority tokens, and if they monetize these, I will be done with this company forever. Back on topic, in Overwatch 2, the changes made to the tanks are fantastic. All of them are so fun to play now, except for Zarya and the fucking rat. Sure, they haven't changed much about the monkey or the fat ass or the foot fetish or the 16-year-old, but Orisa has been changed completely and went from being a boring camper to one of the most fun characters in the game. All they really did was remove her stupid shield that turned every match into a drag and gave her a javelin instead, which is a 10 out of 10 change, and spearing people through the chest has never been more satisfying until it gets done to you. This game is so fucking ass. That's so fucking. And the other tank, which somehow became my favorite tank in the game, is Doomfist. I will never understand why Doomfist became a tank, but I'm not complaining. I love all the changes that were made to him, and he went from a character that I hated to play as because of how boring it was to wait for his fucking Falcon Punch to recharge, to one that I love. Decreasing the recharge time of his punches makes him so much more fun, and it feels like I'm playing some sort of fighting game in the middle of an Overwatch match with the way that I could deck people now. He still doesn't really feel like that much of a tank other than his health increase, and isn't really that good at defending the rest of the team other than this ability where he could block bullets. But he's still so much fun to play as. But if you thought that Doomfist was bad, you haven't seen anything, because the most broken tank character in the game by far is Bastion, who can literally turn into an actual moving tank that shoots fucking mortars as their ult. This is a damage character. If there was any damage character that I expected to move to the left and become a tank, I assumed it would have been Bastion, since the guy is literally practically half of a tank already. But no, it was Doomfist, and now Bastion is even more of a tank than before. This thing is fucking broken now. His machine gun melts absolutely anything. Damage, supports, tanks, even Reaper doing his ultimate dead in front of his face isn't safe and gets outgunned.
Bastion's broken.
I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with this buff, but it's insane and is practically a mini tank in your team. The rest of the changes to the damage characters aren't as crazy as Bastion's. Mei got nerfed and isn't able to completely freeze enemies anymore, which proves that there truly is a god somewhere out there who also fucking despised Mei. And that's basically all the big changes done to the DPS characters other than some minor damage tweaks. Oh, and I almost forgot that they completely ruined my main. Why? I don't understand this change, and it completely ruins McCree. Changing his stun grenade into a sticky grenade. It's not the worst change, but why? I mean, on one hand, it's a good thing because the grenade does do high damage and gives McCree some semblance of area control, but I just like being able to stun people and then take them out. Fanning the hammer is basically useless now since you can never get anybody to stand still like you could before, which is the only time that you can land an actual shot when using this thing, and it kind of ruins what made McCree so great and so fun in the first place. The sticky grenade is fine, but I miss the stun fan the hammer combo from before, and it kind of ruins this character, which sucks because he was my favorite. And that's basically all the tweaks that they made to the game. And you may be wondering why I didn't talk about support heroes. And that's because they didn't do anything to improve them. Nobody wants to play as them still. You're still able to find matches in like 1 minute, making every other class take fucking forever. Moira is still the best and still does more damage than a damage character. Lucio is still an annoying little shit that blasts you off the map like a fucking cunt. This Lucio's a bitch. You're a bitch. He's a bitch. That's confirmed. He's a bitch. If he does it again, he hates his mom. He tried it. You tried it. Oh, you little bitch. Oh, you little bitch. Oh. Come here, motherfucker. I'll beat you. I will beat you. I hate you. Die. Die from the grenade. That's what you deserve. Fucking bitch. And everyone else is pretty fucking useless except for Zenyatta sometimes and Mercy, I guess. Call me an asshole, but I feel like these changes could have been easily made in an Overwatch 1 update instead of a whole ass sequel. Sure, 5v5 can be a pretty drastic change, but they could have easily done it in Overwatch 1. This just comes off as super fucking lazy. A free game like Fortnite has changed the map 3 times, had big events, constant weapon changes, and constant updates all for free. Hell, looking at Season 1 of that game compared to now, and that feels way more like a sequel compared to this. Meanwhile, Overwatch 2, after 3 years, added some new maps, a new hero, moved a character to the left, reduced the player lobbies by 1, and are going to ask full price. I get that it's just a beta and that more changes will likely be coming to the PvP the closer we get to launch, but the fact that this has been worked on for 3 years and this is all the changes that we got is just fucking embarrassing. And I highly doubt that any drastic changes are going to be coming in the future that'll make Overwatch 2 feel like a true sequel. Considering the fact that Blizzard was originally going to launch this game last year, in 2021. Thankfully they delayed it, but just imagine how much more bare that version of the game was. And the fact that they were even considering launching it in that state just disproves any hope that I have that they're going to make this game feel more like a sequel over time. For Blizzard's sake, I hope that 90% of their team has been working on the PvE content, and that's where all the development time has been going. Because if not, then what the fuck had they been doing for all this time? The PvE better shake me to my core with how fun it is to be able to sell me on this being a true sequel. If it's not at the very fucking least as competent as, I don't know, Back 4 Blood, then I don't care at all about this game. I predict this game launching in a very similar state to this beta. Maybe some more maps, another character, and the PvE content, but that's it. Hopefully I'm proven wrong because I did like Overwatch 1 a lot, and I was having fun to the changes that were made to this beta, but at this point Activision Blizzard has made so many stupid and controversial moves that I honestly have no hope. And I almost forgot, why the fuck would you change McCree's name to fucking Cassidy? I get it, the original dude was a fucking douchebag, but of all names, why a white guy that you'd probably find fucking drinking a beer in the middle of a golf course? I would have preferred anything else. Fenton, Jim Milton, Tuco, Woody, anything over fucking